Yo, welcome to Trippy Commentaries and our Let's Play of Super Mario 64. Here we are in Tick-Tock Clock. As you can see, we have 100 coins. This is one of the hardest stars to obtain in the game, so let's grab it while we can. And if you look closely, you can also see another star right below us, so that will be pretty easy. And before you know it, we'll have 79. We also have another star that should be pretty easy that we can grab back in the castle. I'm RJ, joined by C-Dub. What's up, Corey?
Not much, man. I am joining us again for another exciting episode, going through one of my favorites here in Mario 64. Definitely want to thank everybody for staying tuned with us thus far and being on the adventure with us. This is one of the best games ever, and if anybody out there, by some chance, has never played this game, you got to do it ASAP.
Yeah, all two of you, make sure you play this one. Also, yes. I will point out that this is the very first Mario game that we're tackling, of course, for the channel. We have played some other games, including making a Hidden Luigi guide for Super Mario 3D World, but as far as an official playthrough is concerned, this is our very first Mario game that we're tackling. Chances are we'll probably go to the original Super Mario Brothers next, but we have to tackle them all. Maybe we'll just spin some kind of a random thing just to figure out which Mario game we'll have next. But as for now, we are pretty well done here, or at least getting close to done with Super Mario 64. We are now at 80 stars, and we just got 3 real quick. Let's see how many more we can get in this episode. C-Dub, let's jump back in to Jolly Roger Bay.
All right, one of my favorites.
Yes, of course, it was one of the first levels that we had to tackle in the game, being that it's right here on the first level, or first floor of the castle. I remember one of the things that stood out, of course, was seeing this green box. We did see the red box in Bobomb Battlefield, the first level of the game, and we really didn't know what it was at that point. And then, of course, you make it to this level, and we get the green box. And it was kind of mysterious at that point. You really don't know what's going to be in those boxes. I think we all knew it was a power-up just because on the cover of the game had the wing cap Mario, but at least for me, I didn't know about the metal cap. That's something I kind of just figured out as I went on, and it was a pretty big surprise to me. I really didn't expect that as an upgrade. I think that we should see the metal cap here in a new game coming up. It's been a long time since we've seen them. They actually have Metal Mario in Super Mario Kart 8, or at least just Mario Kart 8. So perhaps that is a clue that they will add Metal Mario back into the Mario series at some point. What do you think, Corey? Would you like to see a return of Metal Mario?
Oh, most definitely, man. I would love to. I like you, talking about the metal cap. I also didn't realize it. I didn't really keep up with the magazines, and the latest rumors at the time about games. I was sort of, taking a break from gaming right around that time. And yeah, man, I was also surprised to go over to one of my buddy's houses and, play Mario 64. And he's like, dude, you got to check out the wing cap. And I'm like, wing cap? Oh, all right, cool. And then he shows me the metal cap and the vanish cap. And that definitely added a lot of cool elements to this game. I really like how you have to utilize, at some points, combinations of them to acquire stars. I thought that was a really cool added part, to the traditional platforming of Mario. This game, of course, you just basically you're hunting for stars. It's rather than being a linear quest, you can kind of choose which way you want to go, much as we have done here on this playthrough.
Now, the star I'm trying to grab here, as you guys can probably tell, is the one that it is in the jet stream. Of course, they're telling us to get the red coins. We'll get that eventually. But I'm trying to figure out how to do this. It appears as if that one Metal Mario block at the beginning will not get us close enough. Corey, is there another one we possibly have to find?
Yeah, I think you have to dive down, and there's a little cavern down there somewhere you can go back into. And apparently there is another metal cap back there, perhaps?
Yes, I remember we got that one earlier. I wasn't sure if that one would reach. Let's go ahead and unlock the cannon, just in case there are some things that we can get with that. In fact,
You know,
there's...
RJ, what you could try here is get. I'm not sure if this works because I can't remember if the cannon cancels out Metal Mario or not. You could try to get the Metal Mario and fire off from the cannon, or perhaps use this one here.
Yes, as I suspected, I thought I remembered one being there. Now, I'm sure we're going to have to find a specific place to actually fall into the water, as this might not work. Maybe it will if we position ourselves right. We might get this. Oh, that was a close call. Let's go ahead and meet you guys back up here at the green block. Here we are back at the Metal Mario green box. Let's try to rush over to the water as fast as possible here. I gotta say, Corey, this is probably my favorite song in the game, my favorite musical track, the one that plays here at Jolly Roger Bay, as well as Dire Dire Docks. Pretty much the water music of the game. I'm assuming this is probably one of your favorites as well.
Yeah, you know what? My absolute favorite, though, I gotta say, as we are pushed out here by the current, is the theme that plays whenever you face Bowser.
Now, are you talking about the actual theme that plays when you face him, or the theme that plays in the level that leads up to him?
The actual theme that plays whenever you are in the Bowser boss fight.
It's basically like a metal song or something.
Yeah, it kind of is, man. It's definitely one of those, old school. It just, certain songs from games bring back a lot of memories, much like the Mega Man games do for NES for me, the soundtracks for those. But yeah, man, this is, as far as the tracks from this game that are really, really memorable to me. As you said, I mean, really the whole game has a great soundtrack. But this one's pretty cool, but my personal favorite, as I said, has got to be the Bowser boss fight theme.
Great choice. We will figure out the exact point to drop in, and we'll grab this star once and for all. We have taken advantage of Corey's way to get the star, and we got it. Star number 81 through the jet stream. Pretty good tactic there, Corey. Let's jump back into Jolly Roger Bay, because there's a couple other easy stars that we can get here. Alright, I believe we can get one using the cannon as well. Getting back to the musical tracks, as I mentioned, my favorite track in the game, other than this one, in fact it's probably a dead tie, has to be the Bowser theme. Not the one that plays during the Bowser battle like Corey mentioned, but the actual one that plays in the one of the 3 levels that leads up to him. Bowser in the Sand, I think it's called Bowser in the Sea of Sand. I think that song's definitely great, and they bring it back in the Super Mario Galaxy series. What'd you think about the remix of that track in the Galaxy series, Corey?
Oh, that was definitely awesome, man. I could obviously, as many people have, draw a lot of similarities between the Super Mario Galaxy series and Mario 64. As I like to put it whenever I explain to a friend of mine who hadn't played it yet what it was like, I basically told him, dude, it's like Mario 64 on steroids.
Except for the fact, C-Dub, that, and I know we mentioned this already in the playthrough a couple times, it wasn't one of those scenarios where they put you in the middle of the level and you have to figure it out. Now, a couple times they did do it like that. I know there was, a couple levels where you basically are dropped into the same place every time and you have to figure out where to go. But that's rare, and in those levels there's usually only 2 or 3 stars. So it's not really quite as sprawling as the levels here in Mario 64. That said, this game in some aspects doesn't really feel totally complete, and you can't say that about the Galaxy series. I think the Galaxy series is phenomenal, of course, especially Galaxy 2, which has great replayability, great music. Everything's perfect about that game, that's for sure. Corey, I know we have the Mario 64 games, where I include Mario Sunshine basically as a direct sequel to this. You just are given a jetpack. You also have the original Mario games, which include Mario 1 and 3. I know Mario 2 is a little bit different. And you even have the new Mario 3D World games, which includes the 3D Land, which was released on the 3DS. Which one right now, I mean, if you had to choose one that represents the Mario series best, which one would you give it to?
Oh, man, you're really putting me on the hot seat here today, aren't you, RJ?
I'm talking about a full representation of Mario in all of his glory.
Well, to me, obviously, I think it has a lot to do with what I grew up with and how I know Mario. Obviously, I grew up in the Super Nintendo and NES era, as well as the Nintendo 64 era.
And one thing to cut you off here real quick, Corey, just to add something in, keep in mind, I mean, that new Super Mario Wii series is basically included under the original series. I mean, it's the same damn thing, just with enhanced graphics. But go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
The point that I was making, though, is that, being as it's what we're used to, that's kind of the generation of Mario games we grew up on. My personal favorite, while it might not be the most detailed or fun-to-play representation of Mario, has got to be Mario Brothers 3, man. That game, it came out, I believe, in 1989 or 90. And I can remember, man, being a kid, and it was the first thing that I really saved up my own money for and purchased. And I remember coming out of the store that day and just being so excited to go home and play Mario 3. Of course, I had started out, as all of us had, with the original Super Mario Brothers, rather, being a stock game that came with the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Yeah.
So, and of course, after that, I played 2, which is definitely different. It was a port of another Japanese title. Of course, in Japan, we saw a spiritual successor or a sequel to the original Mario Brothers entitled The Lost Levels, which is a great game in and of itself. Of course, you can find that on the Super Mario All-Stars compilation on the Super Nintendo, which is... I mean, honestly, man, if I had to make a case for if you could give me one cartridge and one system to play Mario on for the rest of my life, I would have to pick the Super Nintendo, probably with Super Mario All-Stars. I believe they also made a version of it that had Mario All-Stars and Super Mario World. So if we're going by purely you only get one cartridge and one system, that's what I'm picking, dude.
Obviously, that's a great pick. We'd be remiss if we didn't mention Super Mario World also for the Super Nintendo. Interesting that you're choosing the updated version as part of the All-Star port, of course, over the NES original. But that's pretty interesting as far as your favorite game in the series, C-Dub. I think you're also kind of in the same thing, also answering another question I had, which was the actual series, as I try to find the final red coin here. Because that classic series, that includes Mario 3, that includes the original Mario, that even includes Mario World, Super Mario World, with the exception of Super Mario World 2, which was, of course, more of a Yoshi's Island kind of game. Corey, there it is. There's the final red coin. I found it by accident. But if I had to give my pick for the best representation of Mario in the series, it might actually have to go with the two 3D games, Mario 64 as well as Mario Sunshine. I really do feel like that's a great representation of the Mario universe. It's a little bit easier to really represent Miyamoto's views and all that on the Mario universe in 3D. 2D is a little bit more about imagination, and of course the gameplay is a hell of a lot different. But I just feel like they did a great job with this Mario 64 game at turning all those Mario games that we saw come before it into 3D, and it just really put that cherry on top of Mario here. I really feel like this kind of rounded out his character, and they were able to perfect it even more with Super Mario Sunshine. I know the game itself is not the most memorable of Mario games, but I still liked, I just like the aesthetics. I like the environment of the Sunshine Island and all that. And, I'm basically getting to the point that they need a third game in this series. We don't really have a sequel to Mario 64 and Mario Sunshine because I feel like Mario Galaxy went a different direction. A lot of the same characters, but of course it's a little bit more, it's in the stars. It's a little bit different than this. It's hard to put my finger on it exactly the differences, but I feel like this is a little bit more down to earth. And I guess the simplicity of it is perhaps one of the things that makes it so good. All right.
Yeah, most definitely, man.
Let's go ahead.
I see we have
head up.
82 stars now, man. We're definitely working our way toward the 120 stars at a rapid pace here.
Oh yes. And C-Dub, we are going to head into one of the most dreaded levels in the game, Rainbow Ride. I don't know about you, but a lot of times I call this one Rainbow Road by accident, or maybe not even by accident. Maybe I just kind of wish it was called Rainbow Road, just as a nice, combination with the Mario Kart games. But what'd you think about this level?
Oh man, as we touched on in previous installments of this playthrough, I did recently play this game myself. A couple years ago I played Mario 64, and here recently, as you fall to your doom, out of the Rainbow Ride, we'll definitely get back in. I was fortunate enough not long ago to pick up a Nintendo DS for my nieces. And we ended up playing through Super Mario 64 DS, which is a really cool, it's not exactly a sequel, but there are definitely a lot of added features into that game. There's a couple extra levels. Of course, you can play as other characters in that game. The main thing that I take away from all that about Rainbow Ride is what a pain in the ass it was to get these stars again. Some of them aren't that tough, and others are definitely, this is the last level in the game, I believe, level number 15. So, I think that says something. Traditionally, the Mario games ramp up in difficulty as you move forward in levels. So I think this is a pretty good ramp in the difficulty. It definitely takes a skilled player to conquer all of the stars in this level.
Yeah. Unfortunately, their way of ramping up the difficulty is basically just surrounding us with a sea of bottomless pits. If you make any wrong movement, you will fall to your death, most likely. And we have Lakitu flying around just to fuck with us. Get away from me, Lakitu. But this is certainly one of the hardest levels in the game. We've mentioned that this, combined with Tick-Tock Clock, the final two levels in the game, is a hell of a finale. Damn it. I'll tell you what, we'll meet you guys back there where I just fell from. We have made it back up. Let's go ahead and take a left here instead of taking a right. That right path there was pretty difficult. So where are we heading here, Corey?
Well, we're going to be basically heading up to the very top of this. You're going to have the flames around this platform. You're going to have to do multiple jumps, as well as avoiding those spinning platforms that are going to possibly knock you off if you don't avoid them. And basically, you're just going to ride your way up, and you can see the airship over here, which is,
there I
as
go.
you mentioned, a nice...
All right, we have the final corkscrew to the top. You can see the ship there in the background. Of course, we were talking about Mario 3 just a little bit ago. It's one of the only references to the game here in Mario 64. This is certainly a pretty tough challenge. You have to deal with the slippery physics here in M64. And looks like we managed to get through that part. But more challenges ahead. One of the biggest challenges of Rainbow Ride is just dealing with the damn camera. All right, I don't know how I got through that part, and now I can't see myself. Oh, so close. All right, we have made it up here. Well, Corey, I can see the star. It is right there on the front of the ship. Once we deal with this wind, we can grab it and get the hell out of here.
Most definitely. And I believe we may have to make a return up here at some point, if I'm not mistaken.
We do, unfortunately, but certainly not in this episode. Let's run away. Let's get out of there. All right, so we need one more star in this episode of Let's Play Super Mario 64. I think we have no choice but to head to Tiny Huge Island, because apparently Wiggler is waiting for us, and we must go defeat him, C-Dub.
Yes, Wiggler is, he's going to get a pretty thorough, good old-fashioned Mario Italian ass-whipping.
Now, this level some people took as a reference, going back to Mario 3 again, to the, I think it's called, what's that level called? Is it like Huge Island, or I don't know. It's some kind of weird name in Mario 3 where everybody is huge. But it's a little bit different than that level, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit different. As you said, it does have the small and large dynamic, which we saw, as you said, introduced in Mario 3, which that was one of my favorite levels in the game, man, going around and squashing giant Goombas. That was a lot of fun. And yeah, man, you know, there's actually a lot more references to Mario 3 in this game than I realized initially, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, still, you know, I think they might have put in more of the game if they, because like I said, I feel like there's a lot of things that they probably wanted to do in this game, but couldn't just because of the fact that it was a pioneer. It was the very first 3D Mario platformer, and it was so groundbreaking for what it was. To think of possibly other ideas that Shigeru Miyamoto wanted to incorporate in the game, I personally think that he probably had a lot more Mario 3-esque things planned. But, you know, the game had such a large scope. I mean, it has 120 stars, which is, you know, you can compare that to the modern Mario games. This game's just as long as all the Mario Galaxy games and all those. So you got to give them credit. Yeah. But in my opinion, C-Dub, I think that there's probably a lot more that they wanted to do with it.
Yeah, you know, one thing, while it's not Miyamoto and while it's not an official Nintendo game, I have to speak out and say that there is a fan-made Mario 64 hack that was made from the ground up that's called Super Mario 64 Star Road. And, you know, I know some people maybe have played you know, only a few ROM hacks in their day, but I'm telling you guys, this one is worth checking out if you're a major fan of Mario 64 like we are. The level design is completely different. It is equally as challenging as these levels, perhaps maybe even a little bit more difficult. It's a way to challenge the the more advanced players like we are, perhaps.
I'll have to give that a try. I've yet to play that myself. Comes under high recommendation from Corey, so certainly we'll have to check that out eventually. In fact, what do you think about possibly playing that for the channel? Is it worthy, Corey?
You know, I gotta say it is, man. I have played through it. Certainly there's some stars that are a lot more challenging than the ones in this game. I'm going to go ahead and come on out and say it. It will be quite a quest for us, but perhaps this could be, you know, basically our Super Mario 64 master quest, you know, of defeating Super Mario 64 Star Road. We'll definitely keep you guys posted on that after RJ gets to try it out for the first time, and we'll see what if it's worthy for us to jump in and completely cover it for the channel. I think it might be.
Definitely sounds like a good time, C-Dub. Now here we are. We have found Wiggler. Unfortunately, we have flooded his or her house, and apparently if we jump on their head, or his head, or whatever's head, then that is hurting him, and perhaps he'll give us a star, Corey.
All right. Well, I think if I remember correctly, this, of course, we saw the Wiggler introduced, I believe, first in Super Mario World for the SNES. You're basically gonna have to run in circles and miss him, and then just stomp on his back or his head, I believe. And at one point, he's, as you know, if you stomp on these guys enough, they turn red and get really pissed off.
Yeah. Well, we have vanquished Wiggler. We stomped on him 3 times. He shrunk, fell down into the abyss. He's still alive, I guess, or maybe he's dead, just lying over there. Is that his dead carcass? Who knows? Let's just assume he's dead forever. Thank you guys for joining us for another episode of Let's Play Super Mario 64. Make sure to stay tuned. We'll be grabbing our 85th star and making it closer and closer to 100, and finally defeating Bowser for the final time when we obtain the 120th star, and we can officially conquer Super Mario 64 for good. Thanks again for joining us, guys. We'll see you in the next episode. I'm RJ for Corey. Later.